Recording.
The food tastes funny. I bet it's poisoned by aliens. Everyone has an internal voice in their head, but what if yours was dominant? A severe chronic and usually lifelong disorder that begins during the teen or early adult years. A disorder that often gets subliminally named for a split personality. As someone who's done extensive research on this topic, I know that 1% of our population will get this disorder. Schizophrenia is a brain disorder that distorts the way a person thinks, acts, expresses emotions, relates to others, and preserves reality. There are a few different types of schizophrenia. Paranoid schizophrenia, disorganized schizophrenia, and catatonic schizophrenia. Paranoid schizophrenia is the most common type of schizophrenia. A person that has delusions or individuals are plotting against them or their family members. The majority of people with paranoid schizophrenia may also have hallucinations as they hear things that are not real. A person with paranoia may spend a disappropriate amount of time thinking of ways to protect themselves from their prosecutors and their families. They usually aren't violent. A person with paranoid schizophrenia prefers to be alone, and if pushed over the limit, usually they will focus on their family members, hurting their family members and not the public. A person with paranoid schizophrenia is something that blocks in their mind, and they just think everyone's against them. Another type of schizophrenia is disorganized schizophrenia. A person with disorganized behavior and or disorganized speech is an emotional express, caused by the individual's severely impaired thought processes, which makes it extremely and often impossible for patients with this diagnostics to speak in a way that is coherent and meaningful. Patients with disorganized behavior in this type of schizophrenia are unable to start a specific task and end it. Like, they won't be able to cook a meal or take a shower. They just won't be able to end it by themselves. Scientists notice that this disorder tends to run in families, and a person that inherits this, you can most likely tell younger on. Not like that they're just like kind of like they call it a bipolar as they're younger. Disorganized schizophrenia is called a blunted effect or a flat effect. In other words, they show no emotion to their face. When they're mad or sad, you just can't really tell. Their mannerism is different, even their tone of voice. Unlike paranoid schizophrenia, in which hallucinations or delusions are primary symptoms, people with disorganized schizophrenia may not have either. If they do, they aren't dominant, nor do they revolve around a specific theme like a religion or something. Disorganized schizophrenia is very closely related to paranoid schizophrenia, but not as closely as catatonic schizophrenia. Catatonic schizophrenia is a disturbance in a person's movement. So they could be standing on one leg for a really long time, playing as a fork. Or they call it polar opposites. Some with catatonic schizophrenia arrange objects exactly to the same way as they were, just obsessing the bizarre routine. The position that they assume that may be unusual and appear uncomfortable to the observer. For example, a person could be have their arm outstretched for a very long time, and it'll just be normal to them. Mm-hmm. People with schizophrenia have an imbalance of the brain chemicals, dopamine, glutamine, and serotonin. Catatonic schizophrenia is the rarest type of schizophrenia. And schizophrenia is a mental disorder that many suffer from and the victim doesn't have much control over. I have informed you of 3 different types of schizophrenia, paranoid schizophrenia, disorganized schizophrenia, and catatonic schizophrenia. Just because one does not hear imaginary voices telling them that everyone in the world is against them, doesn't mean that other people don't hear it either. And that's it.